because it kind of then brews this to it be a single thing. And given actually the diverse amount of fraud and money laundering parts, if you like, moving parts and different aspects of it, do you honestly think that there could potentially be a single integrated organization worldwide that could tackle the fraud of money laundering and any adverse crime, cyber threats?
I would.
I agree. No, no.
Considering, so that's it, no.
Yeah, I think I believe it was IBM. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone watching, but the report was stating that 80% or maybe over 80% of data breaches were due to human error. So if you combine that with the second highest being internal threats, malicious internal threats, and then the increase of bad actors on the dark web actually recruiting, insiders specifically, I don't see how there could be a one single system. If you then also include that mitigating insider threats is a lot harder than external. So how could there be a one single system to fight when it's already difficult to monitor internal threats as it is, if that makes sense?
If I could maybe expand upon that from a single system, if you will. I think right there lies a bit of a fallacy, if you will, right? I don't think, I think it's nirvana to think that there is a single, system that can actually govern. I think there really is what's known as micro-segmentation. So if I look at, again, leaning back to the concepts pertaining to cybersecurity or zero trust, the concept of micro-segmentation or isolation is you're going to you will self-contain application systems that have either a combination of data or the applications that are not utilizing the data for either usage, creating, storing, or processing, transacting. Each and every one of those that I just mentioned, the application's data, they each need to be self-contained in their own, if you will, environments, in their own networks, virtual networks, supported on top, or I should say, on top with virtual machines, containers, etc. The point I'm trying to make here is that having a notion of a single system, I think that's gone, or those days, unfortunately, but still they exist. So we've got a little bit of a balancing act here, is that we've got many organizations, if you will, across the world, regardless of industry, that are either net new, completely cloud native systems and applications, or somewhere in between, or maybe privatized networks. Or we also have something which still exists today, something which people still designate or know as the mainframe. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this, right, is that if I were to go back decades ago and say, well, threats, fraud, cybersecurity, issues such as these have been spanning as every shift that we've had with technology evolution. However, when I go back to the origination, I go back to the mainframe, and I think, were we better then? Were we safer then? I would stick my neck out there and say, yes, I do think we were. That doesn't mean that that we cannot be safer today. It's just, I think we've got to have many different layers, many different levels for governance and security to ensure that we are watching what transactions are occurring. We're able to hopefully introduce additional mechanisms to be able to catch fraud or to be able to catch any kind of schemes that may be happening.